The Pokemon Concierge event is coming to Pokemon Go, and it features one of the best costume Pokemon we've had in the game. And by the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to get this rare costume shiny, everything else the event has to offer, and the best tips to help you make the most of it. So the event does run from September 9th at 10 AM until the 14th at 8 PM local time. But what exactly does it have to offer? Well, we will be getting access to the brand new Psyduck with a swim ring, and there are some things you need to know about this Pokemon. Firstly, it will be available in the wild alongside Celio, Shinx, and more that have unfortunately not been specified, so we will have to wait until the event starts in order to see them. But I would imagine there will be other Pokemon in the wild that are featured in Pokemon Concierge. Not only that, but for the bonuses, you will get 2 times candy for catching Pokemon, your buddy Pokemon will bring you items more often, and you'll have an increased chance to encounter shiny Psyduck with a swim ring. And any Psyduck with a swim ring caught from a wild encounter may have an event-themed special background. There will also be snapshot photobomb encounters that will feature characters from Pokemon Concierge. For the raids, in 1-star raids will be Pikachu, Magikarp, and Shinx. In 3-star raids will be Arcanine, Dragonite, and Luxray. In 5-star raids will be Palkia, with a raid hour on the 10th at 6 PM featuring Origin Palkia that may know the adventure effect move Spatial Rend when caught. In Mega raids will be Mega Pidgeot and Mega Gyarados, and in Max battles will be Max Trubbish. You will be able to get encounters with event-themed Pokemon from Field Research, and there'll be a free timed research rewarding Stardust and event-themed encounters. There is also the optional $5 timed research that will get you 5,000 Stardust, and event-themed avatar pose and encounters with Psyduck with a swim ring. And you can also pick up this ticket from the web store for the same price, and you'll get 10 bonus Ultra Balls with it. And you will also get more reward points when buying it from the web store, which will progress Reward Road more, and this can get you some premium items at no extra cost. So definitely worth picking up from the web store for the extra value. There will also be a new avatar item available for free in the in-game shop, and there'll be event-themed stickers from spinning Pokestops and opening gifts. Now, to know whether or not this event is worth playing, we do need to go through whether the event Pokemon are even any good. So starting with Costume Psyduck, it doesn't have any meta relevance, but I would highly recommend getting this while you can, because with Costume Pokemon you never know if or when they will return to the game, and if you're a shiny hunter, it's definitely a good time to shiny hunt, with it being a boosted spawn in the wild and it having boosted shiny rates. We also have Celio in the wild, and Walrein does actually see some play in the Ultra League where it's ranked 120 and 105 as a shadow. It is however not very accessible because it does want 2 legacy moves, Powder Snow and Icicle Spear, to be at its best. But occasionally these moves are featured in events through evolution, so if you don't want to use Elite Charge TMs on this, which honestly it isn't really worth it because there are many other better targets, then you could just hold on to any good Celio you've got until these moves get featured again. Shinx doesn't really have any meta relevance, but it does have the perma boosted shiny rate of 1 in 64. Pikachu is in 1-star raids, and again it doesn't have any meta relevance, but it will help you progress your Pikachu fan medal. And Magikarp is also in 1-star raids, but I would just raid Mega Gyarados instead, because you will get an instant encounter with Gyarados through that method. It's not really worth shiny hunting Magikarp from these raids because it is expensive. I would wait until it's in the wild. For Palkia, it is ranked 80 in the Ultra League and it's ranked 23 in the Master League. Origin Palkia, however, has even more relevance, with it being the 9th best Dragon type attacker with Dragon Tail and Spatial Rend, and it's ranked 86 in the Ultra League and ranked 2 in the Master League. And it is the adventure effect Spatial Rend that makes Palkia and Origin Palkia more worth raiding, because you need the candy from them to fuel the adventure effect. Do bear in mind though that only the Origin form can use Spatial Rend, and it only has a chance of coming with the move when it's caught from these raids, and this chance is thought to be around 5 or 10%. Also, it is extra worth raiding Origin Palkia during its raid hour, because this season you will get 1 guaranteed Rare Candy XL from catching a Pokemon from a 5-star raid during raid hour, and this Rare Candy XL can be turned into XL Candy for any Pokemon of your choice, so it is pretty powerful and definitely worth raiding for. And if you do decide you want to raid Palkia or Origin Palkia, these are the raid CPs and 100% IVs for them. They are both Water and Dragon types, therefore weak to Dragon and Fairy type attacks. The best counters will be Mega Rayquaza, Eternatus, Shadow Dialga, Mega Salamence, Mega Gardevoir, Origin Palkia itself, Mega Garchomp, Origin Dialga, Shadow Palkia, and Shadow Salamence. And for budget counters which are generally easier to obtain and to power up, I would recommend Haxorus, Salamence, Dragonite, Garchomp, Gardevoir, and Togekiss. With party power, these raids should be fairly easy duos if you have some of the better counters powered up, but if not, I would recommend having 3 or 4 trainers. Dragonite will be in 3-star raids, and this one I would definitely recommend raiding if you haven't got it, because Dratini is rare in the wild and not often featured for events. But even if you have already got it, it could be worth raiding it for higher IVs and for candy, because Dragonite is ranked 45 in the Master League and it's a decent Dragon type attacker, being the 26th best with Dragon Tail and legacy move Draco Meteor. So if you don't have any other Dragon type Pokemon, because they are quite rare, and if you are a newer or returning player, it does have some use as a raid attacker and it's strong in the Master League. Not only that, but eventually Mega Dragonite will come to the game, and this will most likely have meta relevance as well. Catching this Pokemon will also help you with completing your Platinum Dragon Tamer medal, which is one of the most difficult type platinum medals to get in the game because dragon types are generally rarer spawns. Mega Pidgeot is available and it is the 8th best flying type attacker with legacy move Gust and charged attack Brave Bird. This one does only require 100 mega energy to mega evolve for the first time, so you will only need to do one raid for it. If you want it just as a flying type attacker and you already have access to Mega Salamence or Mega Rayquaza, then Mega Pidgeot is less of a priority because those two are both better in that aspect. However, Mega Pidgeot does have the typing of normal and flying, which can be used to boost both of these types at the same time, so it does have that niche use. For Mega Gyarados, it does require 300 mega energy to mega evolve for the first time, so it will take at least 2 raids to get the energy you need, so bear that in mind. It is the 5th best water type raid attacker with Waterfall and Hydro Pump, and it's the 8th best dark type with Bite and Crunch. So as a raid attacker, it doesn't require any legacy moves to be at its best, so it is pretty useful. Gyarados itself is also ranked 54 in the Master League, which is a decent rank considering the top ranks are mostly dominated by legendary and mythical Pokemon. It does however want legacy move Aqua Tail to be at its best in Go Battle League, but this would require an elite charge TM to get. Not only that, but evolving Magikarp into Gyarados does require 400 Magikarp candy, which is a lot if you haven't managed to play events where Magikarp spawns are boosted. So doing a Mega Gyarados raid will get you an instant encounter with Gyarados, so you can skip all of that and you can use the candy for powering it up if you wanted to. And Max Trubbish doesn't have any meta relevance, but it is a Stardust boosted Pokemon that gives 750 Stardust per catch, and it can be useful for getting candy for Gmax Garboda when it comes to the game later on in this season. So for free to play players, as this is a 6-day event, you do have 6 passes to play around with Origin Palkia probably being the most relevant Pokemon in this event. I would recommend holding on to your free raid pass from the Tuesday to use on the Wednesday so you can do 2 Origin Palkia raids during the raid hour. If you don't have any better dark or water type megas and you didn't manage to play Mega Gyarados raid day recently, you could use 2 passes to get this as well. And whilst not the most meta relevant, having access to Mega Pidgeot could be worth it because being a normal and flying type, it will boost candy gains for a lot of Pokemon, so you could use a raid pass on this as well. And perhaps the 6th one you could use on Dragonite, or you could use it on Palkia for more spatial Ren candy. Now for whichever Pokemon you decide to focus on, how can you maximize candy for it? Well, this event will feature a 2x catch candy bonus, and when paired with a Pineapple Berry, you can get 12 candy per catch and 14 per catch if you use a Silver Pineapple Berry. And you can always Mega Evolve a Pokemon that shares a type with a Pokemon you're catching to increase the amount of candy, Candy XL, and XP you get per catch. This event actually seems to feature mostly water and electric type Pokemon, so for that reason I would revert Kyogre into its primal form if you have access to it, because it will cover Psyduck, Celio, Shinx, Pikachu, Magikarp, Luxray, Gyarados, Palkia, and Origin Palkia. Alternatively, you could Mega Evolve these Pokemon for the water type, or you could Mega Evolve these Pokemon for the electric types. Mega Rayquaza could also be a good option because it will cover Dragonite, Palkia, Origin Palkia, and Pidgeot. You could alternatively Mega Evolve any of these for the dragon types. And if you can, do make sure to Mega Evolve a Pokemon that is at the max Mega level so you can get more candy, XP, and chance for Candy XL. And do note as well that trading can get you extra candy depending on the distance between the locations where the 2 Pokemon were caught. But this season, because of the seasonal bonus, every trade will get you an extra candy and a guaranteed Candy XL. This Candy XL, however, won't stack with the one you get from the distance. And during this event, you can benefit from Trade Days, which is a mini event that happens on Sundays only during this season. And it offers trading bonuses including +1 special trade, increased chance for lucky trades, -10% Stardust cost for trades, and you'll get +2 Candy XL from trades. This extra Candy XL is super useful for maxing out Pokemon, and the increased chance for lucky trades mean you do have a greater chance of getting a Hundo or a Shundo, because lucky trades have a 12-12-12 IV floor, and because of this you have a 1 in 64 chance of getting a Hundo or a Shundo if shiny from a lucky trade. Now there aren't any particular Stardust bonuses for this event in particular, but there is an overlapping event that is a great opportunity to get Stardust, that being Trubbish Spotlight Hour. Like I mentioned before, each Trubbish will give you 750 Stardust per catch, which is already 7.5 times the normal amount. However, during this event there is a 2x catch Stardust bonus. This means each Trubbish will give 1500 Stardust per catch, which will be 2250 with the Star Piece active, and even more if it happens to be boosted in cloudy weather. So it's definitely worth playing this event if you need Stardust. And during the Pokemon Concierge event, there are quite a few ways to get more XP, which is ideal if you are trying to level up past 40 to get some of the avatar items before they're unobtainable from the 15th of October, when the new leveling system and level 80 come to the game. So because of the XP celebration event, you will get 2x XP for catching Pokemon with nice, great, or excellent throws, which means with a lucky egg and an excellent throw, you will get up to 4000 XP per catch. Not only that, but the XP celebration event does provide an additional 3000 XP when completing raids and max battles. So from a 5-star Palkia or Origin Palkia raid, and from the Mega raids, you will get 13,000 XP per raid. This will be 26,000 with a lucky egg active. So raiding during raid hour, where there are a lot of raids about, will be useful because you can complete more raids within the time limit of a lucky egg. And the extra XP for max battles is also useful as well, because 1-star max battles will get you 8,000 XP and 3-star max battles will get you 10.5k. And if you want to know what else is going on in Pokemon Go in September, then I recommend checking out this video on the screen next.